Okay guys, so there is one question I get asked quite frequently by people that are considering starting a private label business to start selling products on Amazon, and that question is Amazon FBA oversaturated? Well, the short answer is yes. I mean, on Amazon UK, there are currently over 280,000 sellers. So I'll pop up some stats next to me. These are from the end of 2019, so they're relatively recent. And between those sellers and Amazon themselves, there are over 400 million products being sold on Amazon UK. Now, these stats are from January 2018, so potentially at the moment this could even be 500 million products being sold on Amazon UK. So yes, Amazon is oversaturated, and if you think about it from your perspective, if you search for anything on Amazon, you will get hundreds, if not thousands, of products listed in the search results. For example, this morning I tried to think of the most obscure thing I could off the top of my head, and the best thing I could come up with was a shoehorn, and that still returned nearly 300 different product listings. So yes, Amazon FBA is oversaturated, but that is not the full story, and I'm going to explain why in this video. If you think about it honestly, probably any other business opportunity that you may be considering instead of Amazon FBA is probably oversaturated too. Now, if we take my web design business, for example, the one that I mentioned a couple of videos back that I'm slowly closing down at the moment. Now, that is a business that I run at a profit for over 10 years. Now, this was in a niche that was oversaturated. I mean, there's no barrier to entry in the web design market, and there's no qualifications to actually start a business. And you've got people like Wix and GoDaddy who are selling websites and are bottoming out the market. However, with the right approach, it was possible for me to make money in the industry. And it's the same thing with Amazon FBA. With the right approach, you can still make money in an oversaturated market. The thing to remember with Amazon is, yes, there are hundreds and thousands of sellers, and yes, there are hundreds of millions of products being sold, but many of these products are poor or average quality. If you think about some of the most recent products you've purchased on Amazon, how many of them left you feeling slightly disappointed? How many of those products did you open and immediately could spot room for improvement? And that is where the opportunity lies for us private label FBA sellers. We can succeed by selling higher quality products. You don't need to be the cheapest. You don't need to have the most reviews. What you do need to have is the highest perceived value when compared directly to other listings. Now, what do I mean by highest perceived value? Well, when viewing your product listing against other products in the search results, your product needs to appear to offer more value. Now, there's a number of ways you can do this. I'll link to a video in the comments, a video I did quite a while back, which is 10 different ways that you can look into differentiating your product. Whether that's bundling your product, changing the design, adding additional functions, whatever it is, these changes need to be immediately visible in your listing. So when someone is viewing the Amazon search results and they're comparing products back to back, you can see that your product offers more value than the products you're being listed directly next to. When you think about it, the two main areas that people are looking at, other than reviews and pricing, is your main photo and the first part of your title. That is what people are looking at in the search results when you're comparing your listing to someone else. So it's very, very important that whatever perceived value you add to your product, that it can then be visible in your main photo and in the first part of your title. Being completely honest, if I launched some of the products that I currently sell, if I had to launch them again from scratch in the niches that they are currently in, because those niches are now a lot more competitive than they used to be, if I launched the very same products, I think they would struggle. And the reason being is that the changes that I made to the products at that time, whilst they were good changes, those changes aren't necessarily immediately visible in a product listing. So in the main photo and the title, it's not immediately visible. So when I'm compared now back to back with other listings that equally look good, unless people actually clicking through to my listing and reading the descriptions and looking at my second, third and fourth photos, they don't get to see what my USPs are. So it's very, very important going forward, and I want you guys to focus on that to ensure that whatever changes you make, some of those at least are visible in your main photo. Now, if you don't do this, if you imagine trying to launch a product with PPC, which is still the safest way of launching a product on Amazon, from Amazon's perspective at least anyway, if you try to launch a product on Amazon where the photo itself didn't really offer a unique selling point over your competitors, what you'll find is your listings will appear, you'll have very few or no reviews, your main photo won't help you to stand out, and what you'll find is that launch will be very, very expensive and probably won't generate enough sales to get you ranked well organically. So keep that in mind. It's that the better your listing stands out, the easier and cheaper it will be to launch it with PPC, because people will be able to go by the photos and the reviews won't be so important. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to make money on Amazon with a run-of-the-mill copycat product, because obviously many sellers are making lots of money currently on Amazon with these products. However, as Amazon is oversaturated with these products, if you try and bring one of these to market, you will struggle to launch it unless you've got a huge PPC budget or you're willing to risk your Amazon account and you quite happily get involved in review manipulation or sales manipulation, then you're really going to struggle to launch that product, get it ranked well organically, and maintain those ranks. So in summary, yes, Amazon FBA is oversaturated. However, with great product, with immediately visible higher perceived value, it is possible to succeed on Amazon in 2020 and beyond. So I hope you found my honest opinion on whether Amazon FBA is oversaturated helpful. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like button. It makes a huge difference to the channel. And if you found this video useful, if you want 100% open, honest advice about Amazon, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, what are your thoughts on Amazon being oversaturated? Let me know in the comments below.